Okay, so we're all kind of fascinated with the idea of aliens out there, right? And with all the news about UFOs and UAPs lately, it feels like we might be getting close to actually finding something.
Yeah, it's like we're on the edge of a big discovery.
But what if the most incredible secret isn't out in space at all? What if it's right here, under the ocean?
Ooh, that's a good twist.
Right. You sent me this article about it, and wow, it got me thinking. We did a little more research, and, well, we're ready to unpack all of this for you today.
Awesome.
So anyone who's been following this topic knows that even the Pentagon, with their AARO report, they admit there are a ton of UAP sightings that happen near water.
Yeah, the ARO, that's the Airborne Object Identification and Management Synchronization Group. They're the task force for UAP investigations, and their reports, yeah, they definitely acknowledge that connection to water.
Right, and that's a detail that really jumps out, I mean, over 70% of Earth is ocean, and we've barely explored any of it.
Right.
So could it be that all this vastness is the reason we haven't found them yet?
I mean, it makes you think, right? If there was an advanced civilization that wanted to keep an eye on us without, freaking everyone out, wouldn't the bottom of the ocean be the perfect hiding spot?
Totally. I mean, think about it. We've only mapped like 5% of the ocean floor. That leaves a whopping 95% completely unknown.
Yeah, talk about a mystery.
And speaking of mysteries, the article you sent also mentioned some pretty wild firsthand accounts. Like those Navy pilots in the early 2000s, they saw craft going into the ocean and then coming back out.
Yeah, some pretty incredible stuff. And there's Bob McGuire, too. He was on a Navy submarine and saw a UFO that seemed to be breaking the laws of physics underwater.
Whoa, wait, hold on. Are we talking like technology so advanced that it makes our understanding of physics look like child's play?
It's a tempting thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
But honestly, we have to think about how hard it is to detect anything underwater.
Yeah, okay, good point.
Even our most advanced technology has limits. Sonar, which uses sound waves, can get messed up by all the complex stuff underwater.
Makes sense.
And radar, basically useless underwater.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So basically, huge chunks of the ocean are totally invisible to us.
So we could be missing a lot, even if we're trying hard to find it. It makes you wonder, are we even looking for the right things? Are we using the right tools?
Yeah, exactly. And that brings up an even bigger question. If there is something down there, why the ocean? What would make an advanced civilization choose such a harsh environment?
Right. You'd think they'd be more interested in checking out the pyramids or something.
I mean, yeah, from our perspective, but maybe what seems hostile to us is perfectly comfy for a species that evolved somewhere completely different.
Okay, that's true. Life on other planets could be totally different from what we know.
Right. The intense pressure, the darkness, the freezing temperatures of the deep ocean could be ideal for life forms that don't need sunlight or oxygen the way we do.
So they might actually prefer those conditions. That's
Yeah.
mind-blowing. It's like turning everything we know about habitable environments upside down.
Exactly. And here's another thought. Maybe the ocean is like a multi-domain travel hub. Imagine a civilization that can move seamlessly through air, land, and sea.
Whoa, that's a serious strategic advantage.
Right. Suddenly, the ocean doesn't seem so bad, at least from an alien perspective.
Okay, so we've got potential underwater visitors,
Hmm.
but that leads to the big question. What does the government know about all this?
Hmm.
Are they hiding something?
Ah, the classic question.
Right. And that article you sent, it mentions Luis Elizondo, the former head of the Pentagon's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, the ATIP.
Yeah.
He's made some pretty bold claims about the government having non-human materials. And there's the whole thing about UAP-related injuries, too.
It's hard to just ignore that stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's saying they've got stuff from UAP crash sites that behaves in ways no earthly technology can explain. And then there are reports of people getting hurt after encountering UAPs. Some people say that could be proof of some super advanced energy source, something we don't even know about.
Yeah, some pretty serious stuff.
So are they hiding evidence of underwater alien bases? Or maybe even like actual contact with these beings?
Whoa, now hold on. Let's not get too carried away. We need to be careful here. Just because we don't have proof doesn't mean it's aliens or that the government is covering something up.
Right, right. We've got to stay grounded.
We got to be critical, look at the data, and weigh the possibilities carefully.
True, true. Extraordinary claims need extraordinary evidence.
Exactly.
But okay, even if there aren't aliens chilling at the bottom of the ocean, you gotta admit, the ocean's pretty amazing all on its own.
Oh, absolutely.
It's full of mysteries and wonders that we're just starting to uncover.
And this whole deep dive, whether it leads to aliens or not, it shows us how much we still don't know about our own planet.
Right, that sense of wonder, That's something we should all hold on to.
Absolutely.
It's kind of funny. We started talking about all the UAP sightings here, water,
Yeah,
and the Pentagon's ARO report and all that.
right.
But the more we get into this, the more I'm just struck by how much we don't know about our own oceans.
It's true, yeah. We always look out to the stars for the unknown, but honestly, we've got an alien world right here on Earth. The deep ocean is just packed with these crazy life forms. I mean, they look like something out of a sci-fi movie, you know?
Right.
They're adapted to conditions that would just crush us instantly.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe that's what we need to rethink what alien even means. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be those little green guys and flying saucers.
Right.
It could be life that evolved in ways we don't even get right here.
Exactly. And that brings us back to our technology, right? We're stuck with our own senses and the tools we've built. What if those tools just aren't good enough to find what might be down there?
It's like looking for a needle in a haystack with like a pair of tweezers.
Yeah, giant haystack. That's also, really dark and under a ton of pressure.
That's a good point.
Think about some of the creatures we have found in the deep sea. Anglerfish with their little glowing lures.
Oh, yeah.
Giant squid with eyes the size of dinner plates. All these see-through weird creatures that live near hydrothermal vents.
It's crazy.
They've adapted to crazy pressure, no light, even toxic chemicals.
Amazing, but also kind of terrifying.
It makes you wonder, what else is down there in the dark?
Right.
And what if they're not just weird looking, but smart? What if they've built their own technologies and civilizations, totally different from ours, because their environment is so different?
That's where my mind goes too, yeah. I mean, if we're just barely starting to figure out the things we have found down there, imagine the possibilities.
Right.
It's a really humbling thought.
It is. It really challenges how we think about life itself, where it can exist, what it can look like.
It really does. It makes you realize that maybe
Yeah.
looking for aliens isn't just about pointing telescopes at the stars.
Yeah.
Maybe the most amazing discoveries are right under our noses.
Or, under our boats, the article you shared, it talks about the ocean being like a portal or something, like a travel hub. If you could move between air, land, and sea, wouldn't that make the ocean a really important place to be?
Logistically?
Yeah.
Totally. But that adds like a whole other layer of mystery, doesn't it? Like, are we talking about underwater bases?
Yeah.
Submerged spaceships? I mean, what would they even be doing here?
That's where we get to speculate a bit, right? But even speculation, it can be useful as long as we stick to the facts and stay open-minded.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got these UAP sightings, often near water.
Yep.
We've got this massive unexplored ocean,
Right.
the possibility of life as we don't know it in extreme environments,
Mm-hmm.
and the idea that maybe there's some advanced tech out there that could make underwater travel and living underwater not just possible, but like a good strategy.
Exactly.
A pretty compelling picture, isn't it?
It is.
Makes you wonder if those Navy pilots, those submarine crews, maybe they saw more than just weird lights or something.
Yeah.
Maybe they saw something incredible,
Yeah.
something that just flips everything we know about the world upside down.
Yeah, maybe those glimpses they got are just the start of a much bigger story, a story that's been happening under the waves for who knows how long.
Whoa, okay, that's a pretty powerful image. And it brings us back to government secrecy. If there is more to these underwater stories, something more than just a weird thing that happened, what does that mean for what the government knows?
Well, the article you shared, it talks about Luis Elizondo's claims, right? The non-human materials, the injuries people got after UAP encounters.
Right.
That suggests that there's more to this than what's being said publicly, but we got to be careful. We can't jump to conclusions.
Right. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. But still,
Yeah.
even the possibility that the government might have, like alien tech or something, it's mind-blowing.
Definitely makes you think. And it raises the question, what if those claims are true? What then? A tech revolution? Do we have to rethink our place in the universe? Or something even bigger? Something we can't even imagine.
It's almost too much to think about. We went from underwater aliens to like a whole shift in how we see the world and everything.
And that's kind of the beauty of these deep dives, isn't it? We start with one question, and we end up in all these different places exploring all these ideas.
It's like we've opened this door to a whole hidden world, one that's both amazing and kind of scary. And who knows what we'll find as we keep going. So we've been on quite a journey, haven't we? Aliens under the ocean, government secrets, what first contact might look like if it came from the depths. We've talked about it all.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride. I'm kind of curious, what stood out to you most? What's sticking with you after all this?
Yeah, what do you think, listener? Is it the fact that the ocean is so vast and mysterious? Or the idea of all those undiscovered life forms down there?
Maybe it's the thought that there could be, like, entire civilizations down there, closer than we think, just hiding under the waves.
Or maybe it's just the big questions this all brings up, right? About life itself, about technology, about where we fit into all of this.
Yeah, totally.
Whatever it is, we hope you keep digging into those questions. Keep exploring the things you're curious about.
That's how we learn, how we grow, how we figure out more about the world, right?
Exactly.
And who knows what you might find? You might stumble on something that changes everything we thought we knew about history.
Right. Or maybe you'll just, rediscover that sense of wonder about our own planet.
Either way, it's about the journey, isn't it? Just as much as the
Right.
destination.
So keep searching, keep asking those questions.
Yeah.
Never stop diving deep into the things that fascinate you.
And hey, next time you're at the beach, looking out at the ocean, remember? There's a whole universe down there just waiting to be explored.
Until next time, keep diving deep.